Earlier this summer, I went to work camp. It's a week-long camp to serve those in need by making their homes safer, warmer, and drier. But that's actually secondary. The main purpose of work camp is to deepen faith. We woke up at 6:30 every morning to go to church. We prayed all the time. We served others every single day. We had guest Christian singers and speakers. We also had to sacrifice our comfy beds, our tasty meals, and our technology, including phones. So this was my second time going to the camp. Technically third. I mean, last year I went home sick on the first day. But the 2 full weeks that I've gone, despite the hardships and sacrifices, it still brought me a whole lot of joy. And I think most of the camp would agree. The problem is people coming back from special events like this and forgetting everything they learned. Like, they would go back to spending mindless hours on their phone. They'd go back to waking up in the afternoon. They'd go back to not serving anyone.
Mami, no quiero hacer matemáticas con mi hermana.
And I'm just giving a personal example, and it just so happens to be it's work camp because that's what I went to a couple weeks ago. But it really goes for anything. Even if you aren't religious, there are those life-changing events that everyone goes to. But if all you do is attend it and you don't actually integrate those habits into your real life, then just attending it is not going to change anything. So I'm not going to do that. So the goal is to implement the habits that I learned at work camp here at home, along with any other habits that I want to have, like running. And I'm going to start that today. Now, I think the first week trying to implement these habits is the most crucial week because it'll really show if I'm able to keep these habits, if I can stay consistent with them, and if there's any positive changes by the end of the week. And depending on how this week goes, I hopefully can push these habits into the rest of summer, all the way to college and beyond. I'm here with my older brother, Elliot.
What's up?
Would you say that sticking with simple habits, for example, sleeping earlier, could be truly life-changing?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I think any habit, any good habit, if you are consistent about it, you'll build structure. And if you build structure, then you build good character.
Okay. Is there a specific habit? It doesn't have to be unique. It doesn't also have to be a physical habit. It could be like a mindset or some spiritual habit that you've done that you'd like to share that has kind of changed your life.
Probably realize your motivation for anything you're doing. I don't know if you consider that a habit, but like always have in the back of your head that why are you doing this? Who are you doing it for? Where do you want to go? Like, where do you want to end up and see yourself?
So not only did I talk to my brother earlier, but I also watched some YouTube videos on the importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. All this simple research has taught me how to carry out my goals for this week. It went like this. Get a journal and get a pen. Create a life tracker chart like this. So here's a life tracker. On the left you have the dates. In the middle here you have the highlights of what you did. Here's your daily habit tracker. In this little space right here you have your weekly habit tracker. Yes, I'll basically be journaling. I've never really consistently journaled, so we'll see how this goes. Let's fill it out for day 1 of the week since we already have it all set up in front of me. So today is July 21st, Monday, and my highlight of the day is starting my second ever YouTube video. So for my daily habit tracker portion, I got rosary, which is religious related. I have morning offering and nightly examine, which is like a morning and nightly prayer, which is also religious related. But the ones that aren't religious related, I got try to get more 8 hours of sleep, I got service, and I got working out. Now for today specifically, I started filming this YouTube video around the second half of this day. So off camera, I did indeed pray the rosary. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill that out like this. I also indeed did the morning offering. I have not done the nightly examine yet, but the day isn't over, so I'll probably come back at the end of the day when I do it to fill that out. I did not get more than 8 hours of sleep last night, so I'm gonna put a big X here. I have not done any service today, but I did go on a run this afternoon. On the weekly habit tracker, it's just like the daily one, except I only have to do these things once a week. I got the week of July 1st to 6th, and so on up until the 28th to the 31st. Yes, 28th to 31st is just 3 days, but that's because 7-day weeks don't fit perfectly into the month. The middle 3 weeks are perfect 7-day weeks. So for my weekly habit tracker, I got weekday mass, adoration, read the Bible. All 3 once again are religious. And the 4th one is just hanging out with friends. I really want to hang out with friends more often because a lot of these friends, I won't be seeing them anymore once I go off to college. So I want to at least hang out with them the minimum once a week. Obviously, since the week just started, started, I have not done any of these things, but as the week progresses, hopefully all 4 of these will be filled out. Then we have blank pages for individual entries until one of these pages we'll move on to the August life tracker, and then we'll have blank pages for individual entries once again, and then one of these will be the September life tracker, and so on and so on. So yeah, that is how I'm going to try to implement these habits that I want to have by starting this journal. Hopefully it works, we'll see. That's why I'm trying it out for this week, but if it works out well, I'm going to keep on doing this hopefully for the rest of the summer into college and beyond. So that's enough filming for today. I'll see you all back later tonight to finish off this more explanatory, less exciting day 1. I'll see you then. It's night. So back to the journal. An update that happened off camera is that I did end up doing service because I tutored my sister and I consider that service. Something I forgot to mention is that there's also a measure tracker, and I'm using my measure tracker to track my weight because I want to get that up. I also want to take this opportunity to clarify that this YouTube video is not just your typical weekly challenge YouTube video where I'm trying to get a clean streak of all these habits to see if it really impacts my life. No, I want this week to document myself creating a firm foundation to making these habits be a part of who I am so that it actually can impact my life in the long term. I really don't expect much in 1 week. So now that I got that out of the way, I am going to let you all know how I'm going to do my nightly examination, because as you see here, I still haven't filled that out because I'm going to do that right after I describe the process. So I'm going to be filling out my nightly examinations, also known as my journal entries, on the pages following my life tracker, just like I said earlier today. And what I'm going to be doing for my journal entry is it's going to be a process of mixing your typical journal entry with some meditation. I learned this through my research earlier. Basically, what I figured out what to write in these journal entries is 4 paragraphs every night. That's my goal. 1 paragraph is going to be about something that happened in my day. The second paragraph is going to be about something I'm proud of from the day. The third paragraph is going to be about something I promise to do better the next day. And the fourth paragraph is going to be the longest one, which is going to be basically about the bigger picture, or how I see the other paragraphs fitting into my bigger picture. I'm not going to give you guys an example because these things are more private, but hopefully you understood those 4 things. So day 1's all over. All I have left to do is my nightly examination, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. It's day 2, I'm about to go for a run. I did end up getting more than 8 hours of sleep last night, so I'll be able to fill that in later. I'm gonna take you all on my run. For the week being, I'm thinking about doing just like 2 miles per day. I mean, for me personally, that is like not that much. The point of the week is to stay consistent though, and I think I can do 2 miles per day. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So here's what I do, y'all. I put my hand on the house, and when I let go, I go for my run, and then when I come back here, I touch the house. If any of y'all are runners, you know what I mean when you kind of have to touch something to symbolize those things, or like symbolize the turnaround point, like touching the stop sign. Maybe y'all will see me do that. All right, well, let's get started. Oh, I forgot my watch. All right, there we go. It's such a nice, beautiful day. It takes me back to my cross-country seasons, especially the smell of the grass. I don't know, it just feels so nice. I'm sorry about the shakiness of the video. I do have a gimbal, but I don't want to be bringing that huge gimbal on runs like this. Maybe I'll do that in the future, but for now, I'm sticking with this tripod. And I hate getting these cinematic shots. That's what I mean by the stop sign touching. I mean, maybe that's just me. All right, so I literally just sat down to do core because I do core after my runs. And I gently tossed my water on the ground and it opened and water spilled on the carpet. So I just put this towel over it. But now I don't know where the cap is. I'm like trying to find it. And I don't know where it is. Like, where'd it go? I'm gonna find it, I'm gonna find it. All right, well, I'll update y'all if I find the cap. I'm gonna do my core now. Put my run on the Strava, y'all should follow. You notice that here it says 9-minute pace, and here I put tempo 8:45 pace because it's inaccurate because I had to stop a minute to talk during the run. Well, that's referring to when I had to put the camera down and run and then pick the camera back up. You see, I have to go slower for you guys, so you're welcome. I'm not even kidding. I literally just filmed this bit in slow motion. It was so good too. Now I have to refilm it. All Alright, well, I'll try my best to recreate it. Now it is time for me to start praying the rosary. I'm also going to be doing my morning offering. Those two things are a part of my daily habit tracker, if you all remember. And I know most of y'all aren't religious, much less Catholic, but really starting your day off with prayer is just really refreshing, really nice. And for those of you who don't know how to pray or don't believe in that stuff, just start your day off with meditation. I know a lot of people who do that, and they all say it's really refreshing. So meditation, prayer, do one of those things to start off your day. It is really nice. I do it every now and then, but I'm trying to do it more consistently. Well, that's one of the things I want to, make a part of my firm foundation with habits. But yeah. So I just finished praying. Now I'm going to do service. That's the last habit that I need to get done for today. And it looks like I won't be missing any habits for today because I got more than 8 hours of sleep. I ran, I worked out. I did my morning offering and I prayed the rosary, and I'm going to do service right now, and then tonight I'll do the nightly exam, and I'll have completed all the habits for today. I'll probably try to get one of those weekly habits done because I'll have plenty of time left. Going downstairs to tutor my sister. All right, so we're in our tutoring location, the basement. Yeah, I'm here with MJ.
Hello.
This is actually my second YouTube video tutoring MJ. If you all watched my last one, I also tutored her inside the video. MJ, what are your feelings regarding these tutoring sessions?
It's not the best, but it's not boring because it's fun learning something new that I'm gonna be going into.
Yeah, she's going into middle school, so it's pretty cool. I want her to be able to walk into her math class confident. I mean, this is service, right? I'm not doing it for any pay or anything. All right, we're not going to be filming the tutoring session because I don't think you guys want to be learning expressions and equations. You all probably want to skip to once we're done with this. So MJ, why don't you give us a clap?
We finished.
All right, so we just finished our tutoring session. That means I only have one thing left to do on the habit tracker, which is my nightly examination. And obviously I'm not going to be doing that right now during the day.
So I thought to myself, why don't I do one of the weekly habits? I have time right now. So one of the weekly habits is reading the Bible, and I got a new one just for this occasion. So I think that's what I'm gonna do right now. I just finished reading the Bible, got that weekly habit checked. Now I'm just gonna rest. I'll see y'all tonight when I do my journal entry so that we can finish day 2. Alright, it's nighttime now. Day 2 is coming to an end. I pretty much just rested since the last time you heard from me, and I'm really exhausted. I think you can tell. So let's start my journal entry for tonight, and then I gotta get to bed. Alright, so we got my journal here. Let's get straight to it. I have to think about my highlight of today. I think my highlight for today is just remaining disciplined with this video. Recording over the course of this week is hard because I'm not used to it. My first video was pretty easy compared to the ambition of the video that I'm recording right now. So that's my highlight. Alright, now let's go to the habit tracker. I did the rosary. I did the morning offering. I think I can just say that I did the nightly examination because that's what I'm doing right now. And you all have my word that as soon as I end this clip, I'm going to do the individual entry. And all that together is my nightly examination, so I'm just going to fill that out and say I did it. I did get more than 8 hours of sleep last night. I did do service by tutoring my sister, and I ran this morning, so that counts as a workout. And I think I'm going to switch it up tomorrow, and instead of running for my workout, I think I'm going to lift. So I'm kind of excited for that. And for my measure tracker, I weighed in at 133.4, so I'm kind of going down a little bit, but that's okay. It's just been one day. And then if we go to my weekly habit tracker, I can fill in one of the 4 habits, which is reading the Bible. Alright, and that's all for today. I'm going to do the individual entry on my own. You all have my word. Yeah, day 2 went well. I got every single habit done. I even got one weekly habit done. Pretty successful. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Alright, I just woke up and got changed. It's day 3, but I don't want y'all to get bored with the repetition of the habits that I'm doing. So let's change it up. I'm gonna do some service now by tutoring MJ. Alright, it's time to work out. I'm gonna lift today. My mom asked me to drive my sister and her friend to practice. I'm hanging out with my friends. I invited them over tonight. They're getting here right now. The first lesson for Unit 4 is graphing proportional relationships. Since x is 1, what is y using this equation?
Is this going in the vlog?
Yeah, it is now. Were you
No.
cheating? No?
It is.
What's your word? What you want? Guys, no, we're in the vlog.
All right, good job, MJ. We're done with lesson 14. Does anyone want to say anything?
Jeez. Flash Warrior.
I just finished hanging out with my friends. Today was a pretty good day. Ending on that note was really nice. After a few days of going with these habits, I can feel a small difference. I feel a little better since the start of this week. Not that I was feeling bad or anything. It's always good to feel better than you already are. So it's just giving me a hint of what I can expect for the future, especially long term. So yeah, I just wanted to give you all that update. And sorry that I'm whispering and talking pretty slow, by the way. My family's asleep because my friends left late and I'm really tired. My highlight of the day was hanging out with my friends. I prayed the rosary this morning. I did my morning offering right before the rosary. I'm doing my nightly examination as we speak. I'm also going to do the individual entry as soon as I finish this clip. I got more than 8 hours of sleep last night. I did service by tutoring my sister and bringing her to practice. I lifted and did core. I weighed in at exactly 134. For my weekly habits, I hung out with friends. And just like that, day 3 is over. Tomorrow morning, I have planned to go to a weekday mass, so hopefully I'll be able to fill that out tomorrow night, but I'll see you then.
It's day 4. I'm actually with my girlfriend right now, Celine.
Hi.
So we're on our way to daily mass, which is basically just church during the week. And that's actually something we did at work camp.
Yeah.
We did that every single day. Celine and I went to the camp together, so she knows.
7 a.m. every morning.
Anyways, we're about to get there and I'll talk to y'all after church. All right, we just got out of church. I also did my rosary and morning offering during church. So that's 3 habits in 1 already done. And it's just 10 in the morning, so we're good. Now we're on our way to drop off Celine.
Aww.
I'm back home and I have some time on my hands, so I'm just gonna watch some YouTube and relax. And I think y'all are getting tired of me tutoring MJ. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and next time I see you will be when I'm running, and I'm probably gonna run on the treadmill because it's way too hot outside, so see you then. The tutoring went well as usual, and for the run, the plan is just 2 miles at a nice, slow, and easy pace, and then do some core afterwards. Something that I like doing while I'm running is just letting my thoughts loose. It's like good stress management, and right now I'm thinking about different video ideas for the future, and I'm getting excited. Look at my head bouncing at the bottom of the screen. Done with the really slow run. I told you all it'd be slow. Well, at least relative for me. 10:43 pace. Each individual habit that I'm trying to uphold this week serves its purpose, but the purpose that working out serves is the most apparent. Like, not only does it keep you fit, but it boosts your confidence. And when you have that extra confidence, it makes every other habit easier to keep. Especially when you work out consistently, it makes it even better. Like, this is the first time that I've worked out, what is it? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 days in a row. Like, I haven't worked out 4 days in a row in a while. Like, my confidence is growing and like I feel better. And doing the other habits with this confidence makes the habits more enjoyable. I'm all done with the habits for today. All I'm gonna do for the rest of today is edit my footage and hang out with my family, which is important. I mean, not the editing the footage, but hanging out with my family, it's important to me. A core habit of everyone should be hang out with the people you love. Spend quality time with them. That's probably the most important habit. Anyways, these days just keep on going by faster and faster. So I'll see y'all tonight when I do my journal entry.
Alright, it's Thursday, July 24th, and my highlight for today was definitely going to church this morning. I mean, another reason why it was just a great way to start the day is because it was something different. Like, I don't usually start my day off with church. I only ever do that at like work camp. So doing it here at home was really something different and something special. I did my rosary at church, and I also did my morning offering at church. I'm doing my nightly examination right now. I actually did not get more than 8 hours of sleep last night. I tutored MJ and I ran on the treadmill. I weighed in at 133.2, so my weight is trending down, which is not good. All that means is for me to focus on my weight a little more. And then here on the weekly habits, I did weekday mass, which was the church this morning. Look at that. I just have one more weekly habit and then I'll be good for this week. Yeah, day 4 is over. It went pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself overall for how this week has been going. I hope you guys enjoyed day 5.
It's day 5. I got 9 hours of sleep, so I'm feeling rested, re-energized, ready to start the day. I'm gonna do my prayers and then I'm gonna do my service. It's Friday too, so I'm feeling pretty good. Done with my prayers. It was really good. Really nice way to start the day. But there's a change of plans. I told you all in the last clip that after my prayers, I would do my service, which is typically tutoring my sister. But my sister is helping out my mom with something right now, so I can't do that at the moment. So instead of that, I'm gonna go to adoration, which is my last weekly habit that I need to get done for this week. And adoration is basically church related. You go inside the church, you sit in silence. Usually there's other people there, and you can either pray or read the Bible or just sit in silence. It's really peaceful, it's really nice, it's really rejuvenating. So I'm gonna head there right now. I'll take you all with me in the car, but I'm not gonna take you all with me in the church. So I'm gonna drive there right now. And surprise, I'm actually taking my dad with me.
Hi. On my lunch break.
So me and my dad just got out of adoration. It was really nice, it was really peaceful.
For me, it's always a beautiful experience to go to adoration because it gives me an opportunity to reflect and also to give thanks to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
It's running time. Boing, 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 boing. So I just finished showering and shaving, and I've run into a problem. My sister is unavailable for the rest of the day, which means I can't tutor her. So I tried to see if there was any other service around the house that I could do, like helping around. Anything that needs help with is outside, and it's over 90 degrees. So I'm just gonna have to skip on the service today, which is all right. This is probably gonna be the only day where I skip out on the service. My highlight of today was definitely going to adoration. And speaking of adoration, I got that weekly habit done, and I'm good for the weekly habits. I did the rosary, I did the morning offering, I'm doing the nightly examen as we speak. I got 9 hours of sleep. I did not do any service today. I ran. I weigh 133.6, so I'm 0.4 up than last night. Tomorrow is the last day of the video, and it'll mainly be about my reflection on this week and how it's impacted me. And sneak peek, it's impacting me pretty well. You made it to the end of the video, which means you also made it to the end of the week with me. I hope you all get the motivation to do something like I just did. You won't regret it. It'll impact you a lot more than you think it will. This week has impacted me a lot more than I thought it would. I feel more energized. I feel more confident. Take, for example, my sleep. I'm gonna put on the screen what my sleep looked like last week. Now I'm gonna put on the screen what my sleep looked like this week. Maybe it's not a huge difference, but that difference is still significant, and it's attributed to what I just did this week. The new habits, the habit tracker, staying consistent. And on the consistency note, I'm definitely going to continue this in college. Hopefully at some point during my freshman year, I'll make a video on a check-in of how my habits are going and how my habit tracker is looking like. But if I feel this good after just 1 week, I can't imagine what I'll feel like after a long time. That's why you all should do it. I know that I have some spiritual habits in my life tracker, but you don't have to do those things if you aren't religious. You could come up with a whole new set of habits, like setting less screen time, or like learning a new instrument, or getting into a new hobby, or if you do sports, practicing a sport every day. I would definitely recommend this. And now I'm going to head over to the desk for my last journal, and there I'll be able to have a more analytical reflection on how the week went. So I filled out the habit tracker for today, and this is what it looks like for the week. I got all the weekly habits done: weekday mass, adoration, read the Bible, and hanging out with friends. And I got all these nice highlights of each and every day. And then for the daily habit tracker, it went solid. I definitely need to work on my sleep still. I missed that 3 days, and I just missed my service once. But other than that, I got every single daily habit done, which I'm really proud of. And for my measure tracker, my weight remained pretty stable, which is okay. It just tells me that I need to work on it in the coming days. I mean, this whole habit tracker is just really neat because you can look at any given day and see the highlight of that day. And overall, you can see the trends of the habits you want to have. And you can see what habits you need to work on and what habits you're doing well on. And for the habits you need to work on, this tracker gives you motivation to do better on them. And for the habits you do well on, this habit tracker makes you proud of yourself. So yeah, this is what it looks like for the week. And that's it. That's the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it and at least got something out of it, and maybe even are wanting to do a similar thing. I'll see y'all later.